Hey folks, really quick video. Seems like the world has fallen to bits, but I'm not so sure. So obviously we've had this news that Evergrande has finally filed for bankruptcy in New York. This, in my opinion, is a bit of a non-event because Evergrande's been bust and insolvent for the last 2 years. I think this is most likely a paper exercise and just, yeah, obviously I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I think this is more of a formality than anything. At the same time, apparently Elon had dumped most of Bitcoin's SpaceX holdings, but I haven't seen any real sources. All I've heard is rumors and news articles. I haven't actually seen any SEC filings or anything like that, so I'm dubious, but I'm not going to rule it out. Obviously, China is dumping dollars for the yuan. And they have been for a while. So I mean, there's no, everyone's talking about black swans and whatnot. I think these are more like grey white swans. A lot of the stuff that's happening right now has happened already. We already know they're variables in the whole hodgepodge of bollocks. But yeah, they're just revealing their heads right now. So in the community, we've been talking constantly for the last month or so that we are. I believe we are out of the bear market now. I think we've probably got one more cycle to go. Yes, we have an institutional market that's going to drive things forward from now on, but I still think we've got probably one more cycle. So obviously the growth is going to be way less than previous bull markets, but yeah, and so we're going to get less volatility. So before we've had, look at this, like 86, 84, 77% crashes from high to low, peak to trough. And I don't think we're going to get the same form of crashing next time round. We'll probably end up having, I don't know, maybe a 60% drop. Or maybe a 50, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if we ran up to something like 200 and then dumped down to 100 again. Something like that, who knows. Yeah, these are rough doodles, so don't quote me on these. But what I'm saying is that barring full-on banking crisis or Binance blowing up, I don't see 15k Bitcoin anymore. We are like midway of this accumulation zone, and like I said, even on a YouTube video the other day, every time we have, we're halfway through pretty much. The accumulation zone, we always have like a 20 to 30% price correction. We had one here, we had one here, that was actually 50%-ish, and I've been waiting for the clanger to drop, whether it's going to be a 20 or 30% crash. So we're looking at 20, 25k, that's what I've been saying for weeks, and we finally got that 25k. And when looking at high blocks, you can see all the lick levels here. Now what I'm really surprised is that all the lick levels have been around just above this 24k level, which is below that sort of support. I would have thought it would go through all of this and take it all out, but the fact that it didn't leads me to believe that a bunch of people or some whales were front running this liquidity. They knew that if the market moved into this area here, liquidations would happen, and therefore they probably wouldn't get their order filled. And so people probably put massive buy orders in just on this support, literally if you draw a line across there, and that's why we've got a massive bounce. As you can see here, it's a shit chart, but price bounced back up to 26 pretty much straight away. So yeah, I think we're going back to this weekly logarithmic chart. I think we're going to fanny around here for a bit, probably for another month. I can't see this lasting too much. Or for too long, maybe a month or two, and then it's it's up. Probably not this line. It's probably going to be more of a sort of a sideways and then up, because after the halving, normally for the first 3 months after halving, it's a bit pants. So here we go. Yeah, we had a bit of sideways movement over here after the halving. Again, it's like an anticlimax, and then shit gets going. Here we had the halving again, and for the first couple of months, it was a massive anticlimax, and again another pause here. So really I see boom time happening, probably somewhere around sort of summer 2024. That's where things really start picking up. So we could have a move somewhere like something like this, Oh god, I'm not. I'm doing this with my mouse. This is not good. Something like that, and then yeah, I guess we're gonna have something similar-ish to that, I guess. So that's that, and I came across this on Twitter. So Otteru, it's quite a good account really. It's more of like a forensic crypto type person. So supposedly, just paraphrasing here, someone hacked Venus, which was the largest. Sorry, BSC got hacked, and they dumped that BNB on Venus, which is the largest BSC DeFi lender, and then borrowed a bunch of USDT and ran and BUSDT. And apparently it's because of the lick levels for Binance, we could see a sell-off here. So it's very similar. So again, in the RT community, I've been talking about this 220 level for a while, and that Binance has to basically defend 220, very similar to how FTX was defending that $22 level. Because if we breach 220, we're likely to see sort of a dump down to 100, 125k. So yeah, I've got two mini targets here, but I think if we really breach this, we're looking for proper dumpage going on. But yeah, if we go back to the daily chart, you can see how Bitcoin spiked down to the low 24s and then pretty much pinged back instantly. From a support and resistance point of view, this looks pretty dodge. That's a very clear support level. We've now broken it, so maybe we're probably gonna have a bit of a drift down for the next month or so, I guess. And yeah, there's also news of Ethereum futures ETF not going to be blocked. It hasn't been approved, but a futures ETF means jack shit these days, I think. It's spot ETF or nothing. So I think that's just news. If anything, a futures ETF helps the institutions manipulate the price a bit more and dump, as in literally sell more ETH than even exists. You can get some really big short positions with the futures ETFs. So yeah, and then ADA, I've been watching this level for a while, and I said a while back that if if that support gets breached, we're going to look at these holes, and both holes got filled. And yeah, I think also GMX had a proper wobble recently. So I mean, there's nothing intrinsically wrong with GMX. I mean, I still think it's the best DeFi exchange, DeFi DEX, but yeah, it's having a bit of an issue at the moment. Now, the interesting thing, which I want to check, is I had a 2-hour live session yesterday, and I was saying that weirdly, yeah, there we go. So yesterday it didn't look like this. Yesterday when I looked at this, GMX traders had more profit than they had losses, which is very rare because most retail exchanges or retail traders lose more than they win, and there was an odd indication here, and yeah, I was basically saying that everyone is net long, and I always get nervous when everyone's net long because you know the clanger is about to drop, and you have these massive down days like this, and guess what? Everyone got or not everyone, but lots of people got liquidated, and now, yeah, more losses than wins, which is back to normal. So yeah. Everyone's doubling down though. Look at that. Everyone's even more bullish now. So probably a little bit more pain to come. But yeah, anyway, hope that helped. Chat soon. Bye.